Hello yogis, welcome to your flow. We're going to start today in a child's pose, wide-legged at the back of your mat. So sitting back onto your heels, feet together, knees along the edges of your mat, and then starting to slowly walk yourself down, bringing your head to the mat, blocks, books, blankets, your hands, just coming to land on your mat. Shutting down the eyes and tuning in to your physical self right now. Immediately start letting go of any intrusive thoughts about the rest of your day, what's happened so far. You have nowhere else to be, nothing else to think about except your breath, your body in this moment. Noticing when your mind wanders and bringing it back to the physical sensations, like how your belly expands on the inhale in between your thighs. You can feel the breath in between your shoulder blades and your back. And on the exhale, sinking in deeper, feeling a gentle pull in your hips as they are warming up and opening up. As you scan the body for its sensations, start to cultivate a rhythm of breath that is the most nourishing for you, that will be your guide for the practice. Trusting that you have included this moment in your schedule because there is time for it. No need to worry about the future or ruminate on the past. This is a carved out moment of time to be present, or to call to mind and focus something that is nourishing for you. So choosing an intention, a mantra, a value that will be your point of focus throughout the practice. We love to complain, and I find myself getting caught in conversations of cyclical complaints and problems. The reality is you can always either solve a problem by doing something, or just by changing your perspective, whether it's acceptance and moving forward, surrendering, or something more concrete, getting yourself out of it. For me, my intention is I'll focus on the idea that I have the solutions, that I choose joy over complaint. So taking a few more breaths here to solidify your rhythm of breathing, your intention, before we start to move together. The next time you exhale, start peeling your upper body up, walking your hands and sitting tall. Bringing your knees together at the back of the mat, curl your toes under and come to sit, tall spine on your heels. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, roll them down the spine, pausing here. Opening up the chest, maybe even looking up, and intending the knuckles of your hands down. Starting to make half moons with your neck. Bringing one ear to a shoulder and then the next. Letting go of the bind in your hands, bring them in front of you now to interlace, and we'll do some slow, mindful circles. So doing figure eights with your hands, getting into the wrists, and doing it slowly, noticing. Let go of the bind, shake out your hands. And come to a tabletop, maybe stomping out the feet if you had that intense toe stretch or foot stretch. So coming to all fours, tabletop, palms planted into the mat firmly, fingers are wide, knees underneath your hips. On the inhale, curl your tailbone up, drop the belly, open up the chest, look up, cow. On the exhale, curl the tailbone inwards, stone between the shoulder blades, look between your thighs for cat, and rotate through cat and cow at your own rhythm of breath. Tuning in to where you need to linger, perhaps a bit longer, or whether you need to slow down slightly. We'll take 2 more breaths. And find a neutral spine. Making sure your toes are curled under. We'll continue to get into the hips. So on the inhale, your right leg lifts, fire hydrant, 90-degree angle in the leg. Exhale, lower it down. Try not to shift too much weight onto your left side. Inhale, come back up with the right leg. Exhale, lower it down. One more time, inhale, lift up and pause. So your right leg, your knees at about the same height as your hip, or intending you're straight everywhere else. Maybe playing with reaching your right foot out straight and long. Holding it here, breathing. And exhale, bring it back in. Sitting back on your heels, letting go of the wrists, maybe a quick shake, and we'll come to the other side. So back in tabletop. Inhale, left knee lifts this time, fire hydrant. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach and pause. Either staying this way or playing with straightening out the left leg. And on your next exhale, let it go, come back. Immediately, we'll send our hips towards the sky, straighten out the legs, and come in downward dog. Making any adjustments or movements that you need here, walking the dog. Intending your heels towards the mat and your hip bones, your sit bones towards the sky. Drop your chest. Pressing into the knuckles of your hands and your feet equally. Let go of your neck. Bring your feet to about mat width now and intend your heels inward, so toes are pointing out slightly. Start walking your hands back, bending into the knees, and come into a malasana or a low squat. So either in your low squat, you're maybe a little bit higher depending on your flexibility in the hips, intending your elbows into the inner parts of your knees, prayer hands at your chest, or perhaps you're really sinking into it, sending your tailbone towards the mat. Wherever you are, your chest is up. You're looking straight ahead. Prayer hands. Breathing here, that slight tuck of the tailbone so that you can feel that long spine and you get a nice release in your lower back. Bringing your hands to the mat. Inhale to send your bum up towards the sky, forward fold, wide-legged-ish. Breathing here. Maybe a slight bend in both knees. Any movement, perhaps, almost like a rag doll. And then heel toeing your feet to about hip width apart. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, come up halfway lift. Exhale, fold over completely. Inhale, generous bend in the knees, pause. Bringing your arms to reach overhead. Your biceps are next to your ears, but your shoulders are relaxed. Inhale to peel your upper body and stomach off your thighs, come to chair pose. So intending still 90-degree angles in your hips and your knees as best you can. Weight is in your heels, and your knees are not over your heels because you're able to peek over your toes. Trying to keep that chest high. Inhale, straighten out the legs, look up. Exhale, sink back down into your chair, sending your bum down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, sink down one more time. This time on your next exhale, just fold over completely. Start walking your hands back towards your downward dog. Bring your big toes to touch at the center of your downward dog, back of the mat. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Keeping your left toes pointed towards the mat. Hips are parallel. On the inhale, you feel your heel reaching higher. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it in towards your chest. Drop your left foot and drop the right knee. Heel toe, making a little adjustment to bring your left pinky towards the edge of the mat and bring your left hand inside. So we got both hands on the mat and your left foot towards the edge. Starting to either sink our pelvis downwards, coming into a nice lunge this way. I invite you to play with coming onto the outer edge of your left leg. So opening up the hip a little bit more on the left side. And we're gonna pause here, breathing in this position, whether you're on your hands or you want to take it down to your forearms. It's up to you, up to your breath. So just breathing here into this rather intense hip opener. Scanning the body to actively relax any muscle that is not involved or doesn't need to be. If you're on your forearms, coming back to your hands, coming off of the edge of your foot to lay the left foot flat. On your next exhale, straighten out the left leg, half split. So sending your hips back. Your spine is long and straight. Always the option to add some extra cushioning on your bent knee underneath it. There's something about a bit more of a wide-legged half split that gets a little bit more on the inside of the leg for me. Making that mind-body connection as you breathe. If you're not sure of any sensations, also playing with sending the toes back and forth. And on your next exhale, bend back into the left foot, plant your hands back down, pop up on your right leg, and come into a three-legged dog once more. Left leg is in the air. Bend the knee, open up the hips, sending your left knee towards the ceiling and your heel towards your bum, stacking the hips. Perhaps here you want to play with shortening your stance, bringing the foot in slightly and taking a bit of pressure off of the left hand, coming onto your fingertips. If you want to play a little further with balance, maybe even bringing your left hand towards your hips, knowing that you can come out of it and just come back in. And when you're ready, exhale, find downward dog. We'll flow out of this to reset. Inhale, high up on your tippy toes. Roll like a wave into plank. Drop your knees. And exhale, lower down fully. We'll do 3 rounds of cobra, bringing your fingertips to your shoulders. Inhale, push and peel your upper back off the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale. Exhale, lower. Fingertips to the nipple line, curl your toes under. Either through plank or table, come up and exhale, downward dog. Bringing toes to touch and downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Feeling your heel reach towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it in towards your chest. Drop the foot, drop your back knee. Wiggle your right foot towards the long edge of your mat, bringing your pinky toe close to the edge, and either start sinking your pelvis towards the mat and opening up your right hip by kind of rolling over onto that outer edge of your foot. Staying up tall or coming onto your forearms. Taking a few moments here, maybe even shutting down your eyes. If you're feeling very advanced, maybe adding a smile. ready to come out of it, if you're on your forearms coming up, planting the right foot back down completely. And on your next exhale, straighten out the right foot, sending your hips back. I notice right away I'm definitely tighter on this side. Breathing into it. Maybe adding a bend, of course, in that straightened leg. Send your breath to those sticky spots. Bending back into the right foot, hop up on your back leg, and come into your three-legged dog. Right leg in the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip, stacking them, making sure your shoulders are continuously parallel. And bring your foot down, downward dog. We'll inhale through plank. Exhale, lower through plank or table. Inhale, back bend of choice. Upward dog has hips and knees off the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. Taking a moment here to grab a drink, towel off, or linger in downward dog. From downward dog, bringing your feet to the edges of your mat once more. Heels slightly more inward. Start walking your hands back, bending in the knees. Find your malasana, your low squat. Perhaps noticing a bit more space than when you started. Your next inhale, drop your hands, reach your hips towards the sky, forward fold. Heel toeing your feet together to about hip width. Inhale, hands on shins, halfway lift, flat back, weighting your toes. Exhale, fold. Inhale, generous bend in the knees. Bringing your hands to reach overhead and gently peel your upper body up, coming into your chair pose. Inhale, straighten out your legs, look up. Exhale, come back into your chair. This time on your inhale, take your right leg with you, knee up, 90 degrees, and exhale, come back to chair. Inhale, left leg lifts this time, come and bring it up with you. Exhale, lower. We'll alternate that way for a few more. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, chair. Inhale, straighten out the right leg this time, left leg lifts. Exhale, chair. One more time each side, sorry. Next time you're in chair, pausing there. Take a deep inhale, suspend the breath, and exhale, fold over, let it go. Walk your hands out, downward dog. From downward dog, big toes to touch. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Just here for a moment, bend the knee, bring it in towards your chest, and drop the left foot. Keep your right knee lifted. Inhale to become light on your fingertips. Exhale, push into the mat to peel yourself up. Come into a crescent lunge. Just for transition. Exhale, drop your back heel. Open up the arms, warrior two. Left leg in front, the knee is intended towards the pinky toe. Slight tug of the tailbone, long spine, looking past your middle finger in front of you, radiating to either side. Noticing if your shoulders are a little bit too involved, maybe flipping both palms, feeling them relax down, and then without changing the shoulders, flipping your hands back. Inhale, flip your front palm, reach it back, exalt your warrior. And on the exhale, wave yourself down, bringing your left hand towards the mat or the block, coming into an extended side angle. Left hand planted, right arm is still reaching back, can be stacked now over your left, or even reaching forward for an additional juicy stretch. On your next exhale, come back up to warrior two. Heel toe your left foot in slightly, bringing weight into your right foot, and just take off for like a star pose here. Not bringing our right leg very high, just playing with our balance. Keeping your eye on one place in the mat. And then gently, as quietly as you can, bringing your right foot at the top of your mat, hip width next to your left. Inhale, reach up. You're at the top of your mat, standing tall. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, generous bend in the knees. Reach your arms ahead. Exhale here. Inhale to peel your upper body off, coming into your chair pose. And on the inhale, start straightening out the legs, but bring your left knee in with you. So left knee is now at about 90-degree angle in front of your hip. Either staying here, playing with straightening the leg without shifting the body weight too much from one side to another, or playing with using your left hand, your left piece fingers to grab your big toe and straighten your leg that way. Trying to stare at one spot, maintain your parallel hips, your balance. And on your next exhale, drop the left foot, reach up, and exhale again, fold over, plant your hands, step back, downward dog. Taking a break here or an opportunity to flow. Inhale through plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, lower. Inhale through plank or table, and exhale, downward dog. We'll get ready for the other side. Bringing toes to touch. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it in towards your chest. Drop the right foot between your hands. Come light up on your fingertips. And your next exhale, you peel yourself up. Crescent lunge, just a transition. And your next exhale, you're in warrior two. Dropping your back heel, your left foot is along the short edge of your mat. Trying to stack your right knee on top of your right heel. Maintaining a nice bend. Inhale, flip your front palm and exalt your warrior, reach it back. Getting a really delicious stretch now, feeling it from your right hip crease all the way up. Making that mind-body connection. Exhale, bring your right hand all the way towards the ground, whatever it looks like for you. And making any adjustments with your right hand as well. Trying to make sure your chest is staying open regardless of where you're at. So if you're finding yourself leaning forward, maybe backing off slightly or adding a block to make sure you can stay long. Next, exhale, come back to warrior two. Start bringing your back foot in slightly. And when you're feeling balanced, shifting the weight into your right foot, just take off, lifting it up. Noticing that when you engage that lifted leg, it becomes lighter. And then as quietly as you can, come to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold over completely. We'll add an inhale, halfway lift here, looking over a cliff. Heels are light. Exhale, sink in. Forward fold. Inhale, generous bend in the knees, reach your arms overhead, and then start peeling yourself up into chair. Taking a nice deep inhale and exhale here. When you're ready to inhale again, straightening out the left leg, bringing the right leg along for the ride. Right knee is now parallel with your right hip. And either playing with just straightening out that right leg and holding it, or perhaps bringing your peace fingers to grab your big toe and then reach forward. Shifting your hips around, feeling for that alignment. If you're really brave, maybe playing with closing your eyes, having a smile. And then bending back into the leg, let go of the bind if you have it. Drop the right foot and exhale. We'll just fold over completely and step back to downward dog. Inhale, come high up on your tippy toes, roll like a wave into plank. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, lower. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. Bring your knees down in downward dog and flip over so that you can sit in the middle of your mat. Inhale to reach your arms up and then forward, and exhale to gently roll down your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing your head softly onto the mat. Knees are bent, heels are now stacked underneath your knees. You're able to maybe feel the back of your heel with your fingertips. Arms along either side of you, pressing your palms into the mat. We'll just do a few rounds of bridge. Inhale to curl your tailbone up, reach the hips up, squeeze the glutes. And exhale, roll your spine slowly down, bringing your hips to the mat last. Doing this at your own rhythm of breath, inhaling into the hips, reaching your knees forward, feeling the breath come all the way to lift your chest, and exhale, lower. We'll do just one more here. Inhale, come up, and this time pause. The top of your bridge, maybe squirming your shoulders underneath to interlace your hands. Breathing here at the top of the bridge, glutes squeezing, pressing into the mat. Last bit of effort. And when you're ready to come out, releasing the bind, walking the shoulders out and gently rolling down. Bring your left leg long and grab your right shin, bringing your knee in towards your chest. On the exhale, use your left hand to guide the knee towards the left, come into a twist, keeping your right shoulder firmly rooted on the mat. Slowing down your breath here. Perhaps adding a count on your exhale. These moments of stillness are often the most challenging times to stay present. Connecting your breath to your body, the inhales, you can feel your hips and your ribs separate as you get longer. And on the exhale, you get a little deeper into the twist. Inhale, come back to center. Send your right leg long and bring your left knee in now. Your next exhale, your right hand guides your left knee towards the right. Again, your shoulders are firmly rooted. Left shoulder does not creep up at all, so noticing that. Being kind to yourself if you're struggling to stay focused. That's why we do this. This is a practice, not a performance. Perhaps consciously choosing to connect your intention to your inhale. Breathing in, I am joy. I choose joy. Feeling balance, gently rolling onto your back and finding Shavasana, your legs long. Slight tuck of the tailbone and of the chin, palms facing up alongside of you. Challenging yourself to stay still and still be present. Focusing on your senses. The parts of your skin that are exposed to air. The sound of your breath. relaxing anywhere in your body that you can send the breath. Taking the tongue away from the roof of the mouth, relaxing the muscles of the face, eyes, and jaw. Letting your shoulders fall, letting your feet fall, and relaxing the muscles of the belly to let the breath flow. Take 5 more deep, beautiful breaths here. If you're ready to wake up, wiggling your fingers and toes, making circles with your wrists and ankles. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Take a big morning stretch. And exhale, curl into a ball, come into a fetal position, rolling over onto either side, using your arm as a pillow. Before you get up for the rest of your day, say something kind to yourself, maybe out loud. And when you're ready, gently make your way into a seated position, keeping your gaze low. Prayer hands at the center of your chest. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.